Hello and welcome to Market Wrap with Raja. I am Raja Venkatraman, co-founder of NeoTrader and a trading influencer. I've been in the market for more than 15 years. I've been happily married with an energetic son who keeps me on the run just like the markets. Over the last so many videos, I have been sharing how to look at the markets using various kind of approaches, and I'm happy to say that all the analysis has been in line with the market sentiment. How I do it and how am I going to plan for the days ahead is what I'm going to be sharing with this video. But today I'm going to be sharing with you something very exciting about Bank Nifty. Wait till the end of this video because you're going to see how Bank Nifty is going to play out tomorrow, and it's a very revealing information which I want you to see. All right, let's dive right in and find out what we have in store. So first of all, we are going to take a look at the Nifty. You can see here that the Nifty is moving steadily along, and the way Nifty has been performing, it is definitely giving us a sign of confidence. What we observe in the Nifty using the concept of pivots, I find that there is a nice strong pivot confluence here, and which has resulted in this strong upward gap in the Nifty. I'm going to be using the 30-minute chart. I'm going to be using a different approach today. I'm going to be talking based on the intraday charts only, so that we have an idea of how to analyze and take a view for the next day only based on the intraday charts also. So you can see here that there was a strong move to the upside, and after the move, Nifty did not move along much. There was some profit booking, and on the pullback, there was some buying emerging. So now if I were to turn off the pivots, you can see here that what we saw was this gap area. It is acting as a support. Gaps are a very important area on the chart that acts as support or resistance. You can see here that in this area, when the prices dipped into this gap region, there were some people waiting to buy. What happens is when a market begins with a gap, there are some aggressive people who enter this Nifty here. But then there are some people who would like to lower the risk. So they wait for a pullback, and always you would notice that gap area always attracts an opportunity. And you can see here that in this gap region, there has been some buying. So overall bias in Nifty continues to remain bullish, and from the way the pivot confluences are structured, you can see that the prices could look to head higher as long as this gap region. So what are we looking at for tomorrow? So right now the Nifty has already come into the gap support, and it is looking well set for some upward march, and the downside which we should be looking if Nifty were to reverse is around 11,200 for now, and one could continue to hold on to the bullish bias. Any dip in this gap region or towards 11,200 is a buy, and for a stop loss you should have a stop loss below 11,150. So that's the cutoff point on the Nifty, 11,150, and on the upside there are rooms opening up, and it could travel all the way towards 11,425. How am I saying that? I am saying that with the help of our NeoTrader. You can see here that NeoTrader gives you a very beautiful way to look at the setups, and what we do is we try and understand what is the kind of overall sentiment here. We are able to get the picture of the market sentiment using a multi-time frame analysis, and you can see here right now Nifty is at this current stage right at the pivot. The pullback has come, it's right at the pivot, and you can see here that there is a nice pivot confluence on the Nifty. All right, this is the level which we are tracking, and right now Nifty is right at the pivot. On the upside you are having a confluence here, 11,350. So as an intraday move, this could be your first target, and this could be your second target. On the downside, you are noticing that there are some confluences getting built around this region. 11152 is your S3. So this is where I said is your stop loss. So any pull, if Nifty were to travel lower and if you were to take a short, then 11152 would be your target. So this is what is the picture which is emerging for the Nifty for tomorrow. So you need to take care 11350 on the upside, 11150 on the downside, and that's how we are going to look into the Nifty tomorrow. So you have got already have the dip levels based on the setups which we have seen on the gap region. So you should be tracking that and continue to remain bullish on the Nifty because overall setup is still on the bullish side. Now let's go down and take a look at Nifty IT before we head down into Bank Nifty, where I have got something very interesting setup for you. So you can see here that there is a continuous rounding formation. Rounding formation is a signal of steady bullishness. You can see here there is a steady rounding pattern which is emerging. The steady rounding is a clear indication of bullishness, and it is holding on to the support. And soon the head and shoulder pattern which we had discussed yesterday doesn't seem to be working out. And if there is a breakout above 18,300, then the IT index would once again step on its full force for the bullish side. So overall prospects continue to favor the bulls. So you can see here the strong steady support which is being held on. So it needs to break below this and need to travel below 17,700 like I had highlighted in my weekly video. And until then, the overall picture in Nifty IT continues to remain on the positive side. You can see here that on the intraday charts too, the RSI is continuously indicating a move up. A move above 60 would bring in fresh momentum, and that could really take Nifty IT to greater heights. Well, that's the overall analysis of Nifty IT. And now let's come to Bank Nifty. When we come to Bank Nifty, I have seen that there is a tremendous opportunity awaiting for us tomorrow. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because of this. You can see here, I have used the concept of Fibonacci clusters. You can see here, I've used the concept of Fibonacci clusters here. And I'll be showing you another way in which I have analyzed that. Yes, these are the key levels to watch out for. You can see here that these are the Fibonacci cluster zone. This is the one which I am referring to. This is a Fibonacci cluster zone around 22,000, where there is a constant attempt since morning. You can see here, since morning today, there has been an attempt to move up, but it has not met with success. But then the bulls are not giving up. And if we are able to see a strong push above this region, then it could be the day for Bank Nifty tomorrow. And that could really bring alive the market, and you could see some renewed enthusiasm in the bulls. So that's what we are looking at. The overall picture is still looking to favor the bullish side. People may say that, yes, where is the market headed? Who are buying right now? But the overall sentiment continues to remain on the bullish side. So you can see here the nice Fibonacci cluster levels, 22,000 zone is marked out. Any move above that, next stop is 22,400. Well, it could happen tomorrow itself, but then you have the levels ready because you are watching Market Wrap with Raja every day. Thanks for watching this, and this is how we analyze every day on how to read the indices. And how am I able to say all this with so much clarity and so much confidence? Along with the charts, I always use the #1 trading software for market analysis, which is NeoTrader. And I can see here that NeoTrader also gives me a lot of insights, and I use this pivot confluence very well. And I have been showing this regularly in all the previous videos too. You can see here that right now Bank Nifty 2 is currently holding on to the pivot levels. You can see here at the pivot levels there is also some confluence getting built in. So generally it's now adding more strength to that level. You can see here there is a nice pivot confluence here, and when you take the pivot confluence to the upside. You can see here that immediately once it crosses this, then the next zone to watch out for is out here, 22110. Multi-day confluence is there. On the downside, you have got this 21600, which is your S3, and you have got your multi-day pivot, which is in and around the same level. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a range of 22,100 to 135 on the upside, 21,600 on the downside. Now, if you go and take a look, there's a nice confluence here. Now, if you go and take a look at the Bank Nifty charts, you will see the same set of levels which are emerging here. You can see here 22,100, on the downside 21,600. So this is an important range to watch out for, and that's what is going to be in action. Once it begins to move above this, next zone is around 22,400. That's where you have your R4. So this is how we are going to be approaching tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting day where the focus is going to be on Bank Nifty. I believe that you have stayed on till the end to watch how the Bank Nifty is to be analyzed. If you have liked the way I have analyzed, if you have got any thoughts on the way we have shared with you about the analysis, please share your comments on the comment section below. And if you like the way we have presented, do leave us a like on our video. And if you're watching this video for the first time, I would like you to be my subscriber. All right, so that you can get to see more and more of such interesting videos. That's the end of today's discussion on Market Wrap with Raja. I'm the co-founder of NeoTrader, and I'm also a trading influencer. I've been happily married for more than 15 years. I have an energetic son who keeps me on the run, just like the markets. Thank you for being here. Have a good day.